I'm Katie Lucy, a real estate agent in Jupiter, Florida, and today we're going to learn some valuable tricks to win on Google. Having a strong online presence in today's digital world is beneficial for every entrepreneur, and winning on Google is a big win, so let's get started. Google is the biggest search engine with 8.5 billion searches every day. In the most basic terms, when a potential customer searches for something that you do, you want Google to show them you. Google scans the internet for keywords and finds the best matches to these searches. So having an optimized Google business page is going to allow Google to show them you. That's search engine optimization, or SEO. Once we are up and running, your profile will show up in a couple different ways. First, the branded knowledge graph. This is usually when a specific name is searched. If your Google business profile is not properly completed, this may not show up at all, and obviously that sends the wrong message to your potential client. Another way is through the Google Maps. When a search result shows in Google Maps, it triggers what's called the map pack. This is a split screen with the top 3 profiles to the left and an expanded map to the right. People cannot pay to land on the map pack. Ranking here is the big goal. These searches use keywords around your role like Jupiter Realtor, as opposed for someone searching my specific name, Katie Lucy, which is what we see in the branded knowledge graph. Another way is the local panel. If you look below the map pack and click on more businesses, or if you click on the map directly, it launches the local panel, which is kind of a hybrid between search and maps. At the top of this panel are the sponsored profiles with paid ads, and then it is an expanded list of businesses, including and far beyond the top 3 of the map pack. So how do we rank or show up in the search results? There are 3 major variables. One is relevance. How well does a local business profile match with what someone is searching for? Number 2 is distance. What's the proximity to the search and where is the potential client searching from? We really can't control this aside from making sure you have the proper address in your profile. And third is prominence. Google is Google, so they're Googling you. They look at your website and other SEO-rich profiles, social media platforms, news articles, etc. to determine if you are the prominent force related to this search inquiry. So now let's talk about setting up your profile. First is make sure you don't already have a profile. And if you do, it's okay because it's easy to claim that. But you don't want a duplicate account, so make sure you do this step first. If you're not sure, just go to Google and Google the name of your business. If it turns out you do have an old account that's inactive, all you need to do is hit Request Access button. What that does is that sends an email to the owner of that Google business profile requesting verification they own it. If no one answers that email in 72 hours, Google is going to automatically transfer that ownership to you. So 2 things, always pay attention to your Google emails. And second, if you have an old account with like a retired email account that you don't ever use anymore, you can easily gain access by hitting Request Access and waiting the 72 hours. If you do not have an account, simply log into your Google account, hit My Business, and follow the prompts to start creating one. Now that we have an established account, let's see how to access and edit your profile. Be logged into the Google account associated with your Google business profile and simply search the business. What will pop up is a search result with your business on Google, with full editing capabilities, as well as the knowledge panel on the right. You will see things like how many views you have this month, a progress bar of your profile's completeness, an edit profile button, and a carousel of editing options, such as add photos, get more reviews, add updates, etc. You will have options on the profile manager, the knowledge panel, pretty much everywhere you look, and these options are repetitive. Google is making it very easy for you to get where you want to go, so whichever of the prompts you choose to complete your profile, it's good. The main data points on your profile are your business name, business category, your physical address, your website, and your phone number. Now we're going to go over each of these in a minute, but please note that once you input these main data points, don't change them unless you absolutely have to. Changing these main points does send a red flag to Google, which is highly sensitive to changes, so don't do that. So first is your business name. This has to be the actual name of your business. But this is an opportunity to throw in a keyword or 2. So for example, instead of writing Katie Lucy, I wrote Katie Lucy Jupiter Realtor. So now I have my full name, I have a geographical tag, Jupiter, and I have a service tag, Realtor. Next is your business category. This one is super important to ranking, so pay attention. This is a pre-populated list of services that you can choose from. You can choose more than one, but please take 2 things into account. First, the main one you choose should be the best representation of your business. And 2, any secondary categories you choose need to support that first one. A lot of people will want to add multiple services they could maybe provide, But if it doesn't reinforce that primary category, you could actually be diluting your profile. So now let's say there's 2 or 3 categories that you think match yourself really, really well. What I would recommend doing is going on Google, searching your keywords, Jupiter Realtor, and see who shows up. If you find your competitors are showing up, great, you did a good search. See what they're doing to rank high and emulate that. Next is your address. This does need to be a physical address, so no PO boxes. It can be your home address, and also it's fine if it's a shared address for someone like me, that my address is home to a whole brokerage full of agents. Also, it significantly helps if your physical address is within your service area. So another thing is your website. This does need to be your website, and if you don't have one, you could set up a simple landing page within your Google Business profile. And the last one is your phone number. Now this just needs to be your standard phone number that's used across your other social platforms and other SEO-rich profiles, so that Google verifies that that's actually you. So the minor points on your profile can be changed, and I would highly recommend completing the entire profile. So the minor points include things like service areas, where you can add up to 20 areas, zip codes, or town names. You also add your hours here. There's another spot for a screen name, which I just added Katie Lucy Real Estate, which is my Instagram handle. Appointment links, where I highly recommend you add a booking website here so clients can book you online. And there's also another area for services. Now, these are additional services you may offer, and make sure that they are related to your primary category. There is suggested services, and you can also add your own custom services. Another tip is that you can add a detailed description to each of these. There's also an area for accessibility, so if you have a handicapped accessible office, you can note that here. There's crowd and amenities section. There's also an open date for your business to show customers how long you've been in service. And then there's your description section. This is your bio. Now, don't overly stuff this with keywords, but definitely include some here. Describe what you do and where you do it. Keywords to focus on include the full name of your business, a location term, and a service or industry term. Now that you've set up your profile, let's talk about how to enhance it and optimize it so that you rank better. First, add photos. Businesses that have 100 or more photos get over 500% more calls and over 1,000 more clicks on their page than pages that don't. Now, don't upload all 100 at a time. Google will definitely flag you. Take 15 minutes to your schedule once or twice a week and upload 10, 20 photos. Also, if you're like me and create video content for social media, upload these here too. Now, you upload videos to the photo section, and the videos need to be 30 seconds or less. Another important section is the product section. Add your products here. You can have different categories of products. As you see, I have one for my real estate listings, and I also have one for services that include things like how I list a home for sale, and others how I represent buyers. Another section is updates. So if you're big on posting on social, definitely reuse your social media posts as updates. These only last 6 months on your profile, and there's 3 sections. There's add an update, add an offer, and add an event. If you're a storefront that has products and something's on sale, you make that add an offer. Or if you're a realtor like me and you have an open house, I'm adding that as an event. But when it comes to just standard social media posts, I usually add them as add an update. Also, when you make these updates, make sure that in your caption, you don't include your phone number or a link to an external source like YouTube or Instagram. Next is the Q&A section. Now, this is only visible when you find a page through the knowledge panel, but these questions and answers can optimize your profile and help match you with potential customers. This Q&A is intended for customers to be able to ask you questions, but here's the trick. I wrote that question. In fact, I wrote all these questions, and they are all contextually relevant topics that highlight my job role and my brand. So Q&As are very important. Now let's move on to reviews. Reviews are so critical for your Google business profile. Always, always, always ask for reviews. Now, also don't expect you only have to ask once. Sometimes you have to remind your clients to write a good review. So I always recommend asking for the review after something good happens and not at the very end of the transaction. Anytime during the transaction when the client says thank you, simply respond by asking them if they could take a quick moment and do you a favor and share their 5-star experience. When asking for reviews, don't just share the link. You should email them the link and personalize it. Make sure that they know you are asking them specifically to help build your business. After you send the email, then text them the same info, letting them know that you emailed them the link. Keywords are so important for reviews. Keywords are what Google sorts through to decide what to show as the result, and reviews are a great way to get keywords onto your profile. We want to focus on your name or business name. You also want keywords related to whatever you do: best realtor, amazing lender, best videographer, whatever your job may be. And the third type is a location-based keywords. Be very intentional when asking for reviews. For example, I just sold a home pretty far outside my service area, so I coached them a little bit and I asked them to write something about how I sold their Palm Beach County home, so it was still a relevant location tag for me. Don't coach them too much though. If you write a review like Katie Lucy's the best realtor in Jupiter, Florida, the most amazing listing agent in Jupiter, Florida, and nobody else to buy my house in Jupiter, Florida, Google will absolutely remove it, assuming it is spam. Also, always reply to your reviews. And in your response, you can also add your own keywords. For example, if someone says Katie was the best realtor ever, you better believe that I'm gonna respond with, wow, best realtor ever, thank you. Now, if you get a bad review, you need to respond with a solution to whatever they criticized you on. Then you need to try extra hard to dilute that bad review, and the only way you can do that is by getting more 5-star reviews. Google only shows profiles with an average star rating of 4 or higher, so maintaining a decent star average is critical. Another tip for reviews is that you need to think outside the box. Ask anyone that you've professionally worked with to write you a review. I've asked my lender that I use regularly to write me a review, and I should ask the other professionals I've done deals with as well. Last bit on reviews is the more the better. Now, don't go getting 50 reviews in one day or you'll likely be flagged. But you want your reviews to be high in quantity, high in quality, rich in keywords, and recent, so that any customer that ever checks out your profile page sees a recent 5-star review.